New for us on this Wednesday at 5, the latest poll numbers in Wisconsin, showing the presidential race tightening up between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
And happening now, the NFL makes its decision on a couple of Packers defensive stars in connection with a performance-enhancing drug investigation.
Balanced news and severe weather coverage. This is Fox 11 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone. As you decide 2016, 69 days until the election, and in Wisconsin, the gap between the major party candidates for president is shrinking. Given the margin of error in the poll, it's close.
The results of the Marquette University Law School poll conducted late last week were released this afternoon, and Donald Trump's numbers aren't getting much better in Wisconsin, but Hillary Clinton's are getting worse. Fox 11 News at 10 anchor Mike Murad has more on how these numbers have changed. Mike?
Well, Michelle, Clinton is leading Trump among registered voters in Wisconsin. That margin is 42 to 37%, but the gap has narrowed since the last Marquette Law School poll was released on August 10th. I want to show you that one, and as you can see here, the margin was 46% to 36% in favor of Clinton, with 18% saying either none, neither, or someone else. And among likely voters right now, Clinton holds a slim lead of 45% to Trump's 42%, with 13% in that other category. In early August, it was a much wider spread between the two. In fact, the biggest spread that we've seen so far, that was Clinton at 52% to Trump's 37%. Now moving to the race for a U.S. Senate seat from Wisconsin, the new poll finds Democrat Russ Feingold with a 4-point lead, 46 to 42% over Republican incumbent Ron Johnson when it comes to registered voters. That gap is closing from the last poll as Feingold's lead fell from 6% to 4%. Among likely voters, Feingold is backed by 48%, while Johnson is at 45%. And with less than 10 weeks to go until the election, about a third of Wisconsin voters say they don't know enough about incumbent Republican Senator Ron Johnson to form an opinion of him. Meanwhile, 25% say in the Marquette University Law School poll that they don't know enough about Democrat Russ Feingold to make a decision. The poll was conducted August 25th through Sunday, sampling 803 registered Wisconsin voters. It has a margin of error of plus or minus 4.5% for registered voters and 5% for likely voters.
Back to the presidential campaign trail, Donald Trump calling his unexpected visit to Mexico City today a great honor. He met there with the president of Mexico, who has publicly insulted Trump and criticized his policies. Trump says the nations share a common interest in keeping the hemisphere safe and prosperous. Trump described his meeting with President Enrique Peña Nieto as direct and constructive, while Nieto is calling Trump's characterization of the situation, or is challenging rather Trump's characterization of the situation on the U.S.-Mexican border. We hear from both sides.
I had also voiced the grievances that we had felt in Mexico because of the statements that had been issued. But I'm sure that his interest is genuine in wanting to build a relation.
No one wins in either country when human smugglers and drug traffickers prey on innocent people, when cartels commit acts of violence, when illegal weapons and cash flow from the United States into Mexico.
Many in the Mexican government publicly opposed Trump's visit, a visit that happened to come hours before Trump delivers a speech in Arizona about immigration. And Trump's vice presidential pick, Mike Pence, said Trump would not compromise on his immigration stance. Kathleen Walter has more.
Well, we spoke with the man who might very well be our next vice president, Mike Pence, and we asked him about Donald Trump's immigration speech this evening, what, if any, of Donald Trump's policies might change, and whether Donald Trump still believes in the forcible removal of 11 million illegal immigrants.
Mr. Trump's delivering a landmark speech tonight on immigration. Will there be a change in policy?
I think you'll hear Donald Trump articulate the same principles that he first articulated when he put illegal immigration at the very center of the national debate now more than a year ago. We're going to committed to securing our border, enforcing our laws, ending sanctuary cities, and really, ensuring that we enforce the laws of this nation for our citizens and for the people who are here legally.
Is the plan still to deport 11 million immigrants?
I think you'll hear Donald Trump tonight lay out a plan for us to ensure that we end the flood of illegal immigration in this country once and for all.
And in a rare appearance together, Mike Pence will be joining Donald Trump for tonight's immigration speech. In Sarasota, Florida, I'm Kathleen Walter reporting.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton was in Cincinnati today to speak with veterans at the American Legion Convention. During her speech, she blasted Trump for saying that the American military is a disaster. She says it's an insult to the men and women serving today and to all who have served before. Clinton says she would only send troops into harm's way as a last resort, and she also criticized Trump for his stop in Mexico, saying that that's not how it works.
It certainly takes more than trying to make up for a year of insults and insinuations by dropping in on our neighbors for a few hours and then flying home again. That is not how it works.
Early voting for that November general election will start on Monday, September 26th in the city of Green Bay. People will be able to vote in the clerk's office in the city hall from 8 in the morning until 4:30 p.m. November 4th is the last day you could early vote. The general election will be on November 8th. Voters need to bring a photo identification with them, and clerks in Appleton and Oshkosh say their early voting plans are still being determined.